Hello everyone. Today we'll be studying about the classification of financial markets. Before this we have already learned about what is financial market and its functions. We have learned that financial market is a market for creation and exchange of financial assets. So when we say creation, we had learned that means the new securities they are issued as well as there is exchange of existing securities in the financial market. So it performs different types of functions. Today we will be learning about the types of financial market or the classification of financial markets. So on the basis of maturity of financial instruments, very important. Financial markets may be classified into two types. First is money market and second is capital market. When we say money market, that means that market whose maturity period is short term. So this market deals in short term securities or short term instruments. These are short term instruments. When we say short term, that means the maturity period is up to 1 year. Maximum time up to which this security can be issued, that is 1 year. Whereas when we talk about capital market is the market for long term securities. When we say long term, that means beyond 1 year period, that comes in the category of long term period. And this capital market instrument is of two types. One is the primary market and second is the secondary market. Primary market is the market which deals in new securities, and secondary market is the market which deals in old or existing securities. So primary market deals in creation of financial securities for long term period, whereas secondary market it deals in exchange of financial securities for long term period. And we see that secondary market, that is represented by stock exchange, wherein we see that existing securities they are bought and sold. So before learning about in detail about the types of money market and the capital market instruments, we have to first of all understand the basic characteristics of money market and the money market instruments. What are the various types of money market instruments which we will be learning today. In the next lecture, we will be talking about the capital market and its instruments. So first of all, the basic characteristics, when we say money market, that means the market which deals in short term securities. That means the maturity period of the financial securities, that is up to 1 year period. And as it is short term instruments which is traded here, that is why it is highly liquid and it has low risk and it is unsecured, the first feature. Second is it has no physical location. It can be traded from anywhere. Basically, we see that it is traded every day over telephone or over internet or online, because there is no prescribed location for it. And the major participants of the money market are RBI, commercial banks, state government, non-banking financial companies, mutual funds and large corporate houses. So money market basically it helps in meeting temporary shortage of cash and other obligations, and also it helps in temporary investment of access funds in lucrative avenues. So it is useful in this manner. Now we will be learning about the various types of money market instruments through this table, because this table will make us understand how we have to explain the types of instruments. There are 5 types of money market instruments. That means those instruments whose maturity period is up to 1 year. That is why it is called as short term instruments, money market instruments. Maturity period up to 1 year. Sometimes question is asked in the exam. What is near money? Near money is money market instruments, because such types of instruments, they are traded for short term period, and short term period means the maturity period is near, and that is why it is called near money. So 5 types of money market instruments are treasury bills, commercial paper, call money, certificate of deposit, and commercial bills. One by one we'll be learning about who issues these various types of money market instruments, to whom it can be issued, what are the specific features of it, for how long the duration or the time period for which it is issued, and also its purpose, why it is issued. Let us learn one by one. First of all, treasury bill. Now treasury bill is the short term market instrument, financial market instruments, and this treasury bill, it is issued by the Reserve Bank of India. So Reserve Bank of India issues this treasury bill on behalf of the government of India, that means the central government. Whenever it is in need of funds, central government is in need of funds for meeting the short term requirements, then Reserve Bank, it issues treasury bill on behalf of the central government. So the purpose is short term borrowing of the central government, and it is issued in the form of promissory note, and always treasury bills, they are issued at a discount. It is also called zero coupon bond. Zero coupon discount bond. Sometimes question is asked in the exam, why are treasury bills called zero coupon bonds? Because it is issued at a discount and redeemed at par. For example, treasury bill of 1 lakh is purchased at rupees 96,000. That means the treasury bill is issued at a value which is less than the face value, and it is redeemed at par. If the central government is in need of funds, for example, for short term period of rupees 1 lakh, then it will have to approach the Reserve Bank to raise the funds through treasury bills. For that, the treasury bills will be issued by the Reserve Bank on behalf of the central government, but it will have to be issued at a discount, because one who is going to purchase should get some interest on it. So the difference, 1 lakh amount of treasury bill is issued at less than face value of 96,000. That means the difference between 4,000 is the interest which the person who is purchasing, or the individual or the organization which is purchasing the bill, is going to earn in the form of interest, and that is why it is called zero coupon bond. But as it is issued by the Reserve Bank on behalf of the central government, we see that such types of treasury bills, they always have negligible risk of default, and it gives high returns. So maximum period up to which it can be issued is 1 year. The maturity period maximum is 1 year. And very, very important, minimum amount of treasury bill is 25,000, and it is purchased in multiples thereof. So always treasury bills, they are issued in multiples. Minimum is 25,000. So first type of short term instruments. Now the second money market instrument is the commercial paper. Commercial paper is again short-term instrument which is issued for a period between 15 days to 1 year. It is generally issued by large and credit worthy companies. That has to be kept in mind. And it may be issued to banks, to individual companies or unit trust, or to different firms in the form of promissory note, which is unsecured, negotiable and transferable by endorsement, and a delivery with a fixed maturity period. And that maturity period may be between 15 days to 1 year. Whenever the organizations, large and credit rating organizations, they are in need of short-term funds in order to meet their working capital requirement needs, or to meet the seasonal requirement needs, or for bridge financing. Sometimes bridge financing means the funds which is required to meet the flotation cost. A company has to make the issue of securities, float the issue of securities in the market. For that, it will have to, you may say, raise the funds through different sources, for which it requires the flotation cost. Flotation cost means the cost of raising funds, in which the cost of commission, the cost of brokerage, the cost of advertisement, the cost of various documents, these things, they are included in it. And in order to meet that cost, sometimes the companies need funds for short-term period to meet out the flotation cost, and that is what is called the bridge financing. So for that purpose, commercial papers may be issued by large and credit rating companies, and such types of commercial papers, they are also issued at a discount and redeemed at par. Minimum face value of commercial paper is rupees 5 lakhs. That has to be kept in mind. Not below 5 lakhs the commercial paper is issued. And commercial paper is always an alternative to bank borrowing. Company keeps in mind whether it will be good for the company to issue commercial papers. If it wants to raise funds at lower rate of interest, it may go for commercial papers rather than going for bank borrowing. So it can be an alternative to bank borrowing, and it helps in meeting these requirements. Working capital requirement is short-term requirement, seasonal requirement is short-term requirement, and also bridge financing. That means the finance which is required for meeting out the flotation costs of an organization to raise funds from the capital market. That is what is called the bridge financing for that purpose. But only credit rating companies can issue such types of commercial papers, because then their paper will only be sold. Rest, if the company is not having that kind of reputation or goodwill in the market, it will be difficult for the companies to raise funds through commercial paper. The third type is the call money. The call money, it is generally the money which is raised in interbanking transactions. We see that Reserve Bank always gives a guideline to all the commercial banks operating to maintain certain amount of funds available with it, and that is what is called the cash reserve ratio. It has to maintain some reserve cash always, and that cash reserve ratio, it keeps on changing from time to time as per the instructions of the Reserve Bank. So whenever a commercial bank, generally we see that it is unable to meet the requirements of the cash funds for short term period, it can avail call money. So call money is a facility for interbank transfer of funds. So interbanking transactions takes place, and whenever one bank lends money to the other bank, an interest is charged, and that is why when the banks borrow from each other, it is in the form of always short-term loan for which interest is paid by the borrower bank to the lender bank, and that interest is called the call rate. And that call rate is highly volatile because it keeps on changing per hour, per day, from time to time. And that amount of cash reserve ratio that has to be maintained by the banks, because that is the statutory liquidity requirement of each and every bank which it has to maintain, SLR. So the purpose of call money is to maintain the cash reserve ratio and also to invest cash for short term period. If the bank is having extra cash, it can certainly be a lender to the other banks. Now generally we see that in case of call money, the transactions involved is of huge cost. The time period may be 1 day to 15 days, and the lowest amount of investment is 10 crore. Generally, it is observed that a bigger amount, around 100 crores, that is transacted through call money, wherein the interbank lending and borrowing takes place. And such types of transactions, they take place on telephone so that the immediate requirements can be met quickly. And always there is inverse relationship between call money and other types of short-term instruments like commercial paper and certificate of deposits. A company can issue certificate of deposits or commercial paper if the rate of interest of call money is high. So always there is inverse relationship between call money and other short-term instruments. And the banks can decide whether it wants to raise funds through call money or through other types of short-term instruments in the form of commercial paper or certificate of deposits. If the interest rate is high, it may go for other types. Otherwise, it can certainly raise funds to meet the requirement through call money by paying the interest rate, which is called the call rate. Now, the fourth type of money market instrument is certificate of deposit. Certificate of deposit is generally issued by the commercial banks and developmental financial institutions, very important, to any individual or association or companies or corporations, firms, to anyone. And it is in unsecured and negotiable instrument bearer form. It is always in bearer form. That means in the form of check it is provided. And the duration for which it is issued is 91 days to 1 year to meet short-term fund needs during period of tight liquidity. Very important. When the deposit growth of the bank is slow and the demand for credit is high. Sometimes it is asked in the exam, when is certificate of deposit issued and by whom, to whom? So it is issued by the commercial banks and developmental financial institutions to any individual, to associations, to corporations, to firms, to banks, and it is issued to meet the short-term fund needs for, and whenever the you may say commercial banks, it is in a situation of tight liquidity. Tight liquidity means the deposits that is coming slow, whereas the credit demand is high. So in that case, it can go for certificate of deposits. And minimum face value of certificate of deposit is 5 lakhs. An investor has to get certificate of deposit of minimum 25 lakhs. Face value, minimum face value is of 5 lakhs, and minimum the investor can get through certificate of deposit will be 25 lakhs. It is always issued at a discount and it is redeemed at par. So in this way, we see that the credit requirements, they can be met easily through certificate of deposits. Finally is the commercial bill. Commercial bill is the bill of exchange which is issued by the business firms, and it is used in case the business firms have to meet the working capital requirements, or it is used to finance credit sales of the firms. A business firm, it requires to provide credit sales facilities to its customers, then it can issue a bill of exchange. And if that bill of exchange that is issued by the seller to the buyer, and the buyer accepts that bill of exchange, that is what is called the trade bill. Because that bill of exchange mentions the maturity period when the payment has to be made. So it has to be drawn. It is drawn in the form of bill of exchange, and once it is accepted by the buyer, it is called the trade bill. But that bill, it can be discounted by the bank before maturity period by the seller if the seller needs funds. Sometimes it is seen that immediate requirements the seller has and it needs to you may say needs requirements of funds for short term period. It may be for working capital requirement needs or for seasonal requirement needs. So in that case, it can approach the bank, and if the bank accepts that trade bill before the date of maturity and pays and is ready to pay the amount before the date of maturity, that is what is called the commercial bill. So it is, commercial bill is generally negotiable and it is self-liquidating. Self-liquidating instrument means it has a fixed maturity date, and if it is kept till the date of maturity, it will be honored at the date of maturity. The buyer will have to make the payment on the date of maturity, but before the date of maturity also it can be discounted with the bank, and if that is discounted with the bank, we see that it is and accepted by the bank to pay for the bill, it is called the commercial bill, to meet out this short term requirements of the business firms which may be related with working capital requirement needs. So this commercial bill is generally issued for 90 days, but it may extend up to maximum 1 year period. So in this way, these are some of the short term instruments, market instruments, which is also called money market instruments, whose maturity period is maximum up to 1 year time, and it is also called near money. After this, we'll be learning about the capital market and the types of capital market, which is primary and secondary market, in our next class. Till then, thank you all of you.